Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week on the show.
Ready, teaser! It's time for the 45th annual White Marlin Open. The world's biggest billfish tournament is underway in Ocean City. It's also the richest billfish tournament on the planet, with a record payout this year of nearly $5.5 million. We're there for all the excitement out on the ocean and at the scales as 382 boats battle for the biggest billfish.
75-pound weight takes over first place.
Right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Andrew Tawes and Captain Willie Dykes.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes.
And I'm Andrew Tawes. Now, Willie, I don't think we need to say exactly what we're doing here. This time of year in Ocean City, it should be pretty obvious, but in case anyone is wondering, well, it's time for the 45th annual White Marlin Open.
Yeah, Andrew, and with 382 boats fishing for a record $5.45 million in prize money, there's no wondering why this is the biggest and richest billfish tournament in the world.
It's nearly 5 a.m. in Sunset Marina and fairly quiet for a morning of big money fishing. That's because this is actually the second day of the tournament, with the crew of the Marlin opting to take a lay day for the opener. We'll be checking in on the scales from day one later. Until then, Jim Lido is as ready as ever.
We're not here to play games. We brought the big guy, and we brought a new addition, Jeff Griffin, to the boat. And we got Big Al. We got Big Al over here. We elevated him down to dolphins. And we got my man Leo over there. If he's sober, we're going to put him on one today. Let's go get him, boys.
All jokes aside, there's always an air of optimism and enthusiasm as a boat makes its way out for their first day of fishing the White Marlin Open.
Here we go again. Get outdoors, Delmarva. Here we go again. All right. Here we go, baby. Ready, teaser?
It's 8:30 a.m. and that means lines in. Mates Michael Butler and Dakota Bittner get to work getting everything in the water. We check in with Captain Mark Hoos about that decision to lay up for day one.
It just wasn't anything that I felt warm and fuzzy about, saying, hey, we need to go here. So ultimately, I felt like I was burning a day if we did go on Monday, so we elected to delay to see what happened. We made a little run here. We're right below the Washington Canyon, about 500 fathoms just below at the 735 line. We elected to come down this way. It seems like the fish that have been caught, been a lot of smaller fish caught out in the deep, 100,000 fathoms plus, and obviously that doesn't do us any good. We're not worried about numbers, we're worried about catching the right one.
Proving it's all business this year, the crew wastes no time breaking out the secret cinnamon-flavored serum.
Gonna bring in a $2 million fish.
And it's not long before the first marlin is spotted.
I believe we had a white marlin come up on the plug there, and obviously we veered off of that. Pulled it one time and shot out, that was it.
They do come across a dolphin, though, and 15-year-old Jack Lido gets a chance to put on the belt. Later in the morning, another white marlin is spotted.
I saw a bill come up. There he is.
But again, the fish just don't seem to be hungry yet.
Real lazy bite. Come up there window shopping, looking at it, swatted at it, but never come back for it.
The fishing gets a little slow as lunchtime approaches. Bait checks and adjustments are made, but the marlins still don't seem to want to bite.
I haven't even tried my marlin dance yet.
Then finally we get a hookup and Leo Parker is reeling in a white. No marlin dance needed, not yet anyway.
Good work. There you go. Keep working them up here. Like that. Go all in.
Not quite big enough, but of course, everyone is relieved to finally get one to the boat.
Oh, that was great, man. Wish it was a little bit bigger, but what are you going to do? We got to get the small ones out of the way before we get the big ones. That's all. Still plenty of time left.
A doubleheader of dolphin adds a little more excitement to the afternoon. Jeff Griffin gets in on the action, and there's no hiccups to getting them in the cooler. But after that, the guys need to start digging into their bag of tricks.
Final hour. Gotta bring out the lucky charm. We gotta bring Richard to the boat.
And that means it's time for Big Al to bring out the Marlin dance. Despite the lucky charms and dances, there would be no more hookups for the Marley today. But being able to raise 5 fish leaves the crew optimistic about the rest of the week.
Even though we've only had 2 of them that bit and 1 of them that came tight, we're in the right area, and we're in the right pond with the right amount of bait, right fish there. Just need them to cooperate a little bit. 3:30, and that's over at. What are you gonna do? Day one complete. 3:30, guys.
And with that, the Marley packs it up to head back to port. No trip to the scales, but there's still a lot of fishing left to do. Coming up next, we've spent a day out on the water. Now we're back on land to check out the monsters coming into the scales.
But first, did you know? As we mentioned earlier, we tried our luck out at Washington Canyon, about 57 miles offshore. Where does Washington Canyon get its name? The answer when we come back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back